Hello, busy dads and busy people everywhere. Welcome to episode 8 of the Busy Dad podcast. This is the show where I have the privilege of sitting down with fellow burpee practitioners and hearing their stories. And today I am joined by my dear friend Mike. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much, Max. Thanks for having me on.
It's an absolute pleasure, my man. Listen, Mike, I think a good place for us to start is where we started when we started working 6 months ago. I would like to hear, and I think our listeners would like to hear, your life story through the lens of training. We want to get a sense of your relationship with physical training throughout your life up to the point that you discovered the Busy Dad program. Talk us through it.
Okay, well, it's quite a short story, actually. I've never really been a natural exerciser. I'm 48 years old, I should say. Never really been a natural exerciser. I mean, in my late teens, early 20s, sort of dabbled with a bit of martial arts, bit of jiu-jitsu back in the day, bit of weight training. Back in the days pre-internet, so we were just sort of making it up as we went along, or buying Muscle and Fitness or whatever the magazine of the day was, and trying to learn what to do. A bit of cycling, bit of running. Nothing really stuck though. Nothing ever really stuck. It was never really found my thing. And while I did a little bit here and there, just kind of never really got into the exercise game, really. I always thought I wanted to, but it just didn't happen. And I was always kind of skinny fat, I think was the way I probably described myself, throughout my kind of, like I say, late teens, early 20s into my 30s. Sat around kind of 13 stone, which is about 182 pounds, 82 kilos, something like that. And that was it. That was my life. So didn't really do much of anything throughout my whole life. And got married in 2007 and had my first child in 2008, and became a busy dad. And I know you tell your story when your daughter was born, and you didn't want to develop the dad bod, the fat bod, and you went down the path of creating a workout program that works for you. And I went down the other path, unfortunately, and became fat dad, and just put on weight, and yeah, it was not good really. So that was kind of my journey, really.
Yeah. And so, what sort of, you said you'd been walking around at 13 stone for most of your life.
Yeah.
Where were you at when you kind of came to the Busy Dad program?
Oh gosh. 17 stone. I tipped the scales at 17 stone. It was the heaviest I'd ever been. I'm 5'11" for reference. So yeah, 17 stone, which is, I mean, what is that? 200 and something pounds, 238 pounds, 108 kilos, something like that. And it was a precursor to a weekend of just eating. It was the Queen's Jubilee weekend, June 2022. I remember it well. I'd eaten 4 cheeseburgers and 5 hot dogs and a good wedge of cake. I polished off a kilo of salted peanuts on my own. 6,000 calories, incidentally. Yeah, I looked it up. 10 pints of beer, and I'd started Busy Dad. I started the program in September 2021. So prior to that, I started working out at the start of lockdown, May 2020. Downloaded an app. Couldn't go out. Couldn't do anything. Decided this is when I was going to get fit, and downloaded some random app on the Play Store and was doing body weight stuff, a few press ups here and there. Burpees was on it, six count burpees was on this app. I could hardly do 5. Dreaded the burpee when that came around on the sort of circuit training app I was doing, and did that for quite a long time, and found Iron Wolf as part of this sort of journey. Saw this kind of man machine doing these burpees, thousands of burpees. It was incredible. Yeah. And thought burpees could be my thing. And I remember him giving out beginner, intermediate, and advanced level programming, for free, to be fair to him. And I looked it up before I came on, and the beginner workout, it was a 31-day program, and the 31st day, the expectation was that you were going to do 500 burpees. And I thought, well, there's just no way. I mean, I can hardly do 5. Yeah. So there was no way I could do 500. So I felt that that was really inaccessible for me, at least. Anyway, I thought if that's a beginner workout as far as burpees is concerned, I thought that's just not for me. And then September 2021, I found another YouTube channel. You've probably heard of it, Busy Dad Training, and I see this affable English gent who's absolutely ripped, saying, this is what I've achieved with 80 minutes a week in burpees. Consumed all your content. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure when your channel started. I think you only had a few hundred subscribers at the time.
Yeah, and, well, I was just going to say, the channel started in, I think it was July.
Is that right?
Yeah. So you were a very, very early subscriber. I think.
Oh, well, there we go. I'm honoured to be there at the start, and just the way you sort of sold it in terms of, if you can do this 2 sacred movements, if you can do 1 6-count burpee and 1 Navy SEAL, this program's for you. And I thought, I can do 1. I can't do 500, but I can do 1. And it just that buy-in there, the way it was, the leveling system, the way you could sort of work your way through the levels and feel like you were achieving something, just really struck a chord with me, and thought maybe burpees is for me. So I tested in 66 counts, 32 Navy SEALs, horrible form, incidentally, absolutely shocking form. I'm glad I haven't got video of it, to be honest. Injured everything, injured both wrists, did an elbow, did both shoulders, did something to my left pec, and I couldn't exercise for about a month. I mean, it was so bad. But slowly, worked my way through and watched your videos and improved my form, and sort of started my journey with the Busy Dad program, and haven't looked back. And so I've just celebrated my 3rd year anniversary doing the program. 11th of September 2021 is when I started.
Yeah. And actually, aficionados of the channel should go back and check out the 40 Navy SEAL follow-up, because I made that for Mike. You were really reaching out quite a bit on the channel, and I just remember Mike from Wales with the unpronounceable YouTube channel handle. You were in my mind. You were one of the really early guys who, I really thought very specifically in terms of a handful of guys out there. I visualized you guys. I never thought I'd meet you. But you were there in my mind, and you were at the forefront of my mind when I made that 40 Navy SEAL video out there with the rhino in the back garden. So
that's
people can go and check out that video. The monologue at the beginning, that was really meant for you. All right, so you'd had a pretty rocky start with the Busy Dad program. You'd picked up a couple of injuries, but the concept had kind of taken root with you. Since September. But fast forward to the Queen's Jubilee, and you managed to sink an entire kilogram of peanuts, which is like, respect, man. That's really impressive.
It's the wrong sort of Herculean effort, isn't it? It's not what you want to do, is it? But
there's 500 Navy SEALs, and then there's 1 kilogram of peanuts, and I would say they're comparable.
And with an expectation, I was going to do a workout the following day, and did the workout the following day. It wasn't a good workout, as you might imagine. After 10 pints, I didn't think helped either. So yeah, like I say, stood on the scales, 17 stone. It's the heaviest I'd ever seen me at. I mean, I avoided the scales quite a bit, but saw 17 stone, 40-inch waist. Just fat Mike is what I call him. I refer to him as Fat Mike. He's like an alter ego almost, that I just don't want to go back to.
Right.
And it was roughly, I'm not sure if when you did Busy Dad 2.0, when you graduated your program, I can't remember when it was, but then you strapped that weight vest on, and that was really struck a chord with me. It was almost an epiphany for me, where you graduated the program, put this weight vest on, and your performance suffered as a result of strapping this weight vest on, clearly. And I thought, you with your weight, I didn't know how much you weighed, I couldn't remember how much the weight vest weighed, but I thought, you putting this weight vest on, you're still significantly lighter than me, clearly massively fitter than me anyway, but it really just sort of sent a message that I thought, if I can lose weight, I'm going to be able to do more on the Busy Dad program. I'm going to be lighter, leaner. I'm going to be able to get more reps in, which is going to make me fitter and sort of spur me on my journey. I should also add as well that in 2007, I was diagnosed with a bowel condition, and sort of by this time, 2022, I needed surgery to have a section of my large intestine removed. And as part of that, so I think with surgery coming up, major surgery as well. I mean, possibly life-altering surgery, and the 17 stone on the scale, and the epiphany with the weight vest and Busy Dad 2.0, it really kind of kicked me into gear. And I tried to lose weight historically, but just didn't. It didn't. I just couldn't do it. Just didn't have the motivation to do it. And those things really motivated me to do it. And the just the whole concept and ethos of the Busy Dad program changed my life, really. You know, I don't know where I would be without the Busy Dad program, to be honest. I was directionless really when I did the app. You know, I thought you didn't lose any weight, didn't make any dietary or nutritional changes. Was still drinking at the time, and and really felt that I needed to make this massive change in my life, which I did. And Busy Dad was absolutely integral in that, and ended up having surgery in November 2023. So I'd lost quite a bit of weight, you know, with that kind of motivation. You know, your videos were always in the background, always watching, you know, always following your journey as well. And I think for me, certainly, I appreciate, you know, you showing your successes and your, you know, I'm not going to say failures, but, you know, your suboptimal workouts, the ones where you're just so disappointed. You know, I think it's really real, and because that's what it's like for all of us out there. You know, I'm not Iron Wolf clearly. You know, I don't have those sorts of workouts every day. You know, and you know, seeing where it's suboptimal, and it's all right for it to be suboptimal. You know, every day is a school day. You know, when you're working out and you're learning and on this lifelong journey. So that really motivated me and spurred me on to lose weight. So I started losing weight in June 2022 after the kilo of peanuts. I haven't touched peanuts since, incidentally, or alcohol. I stopped drinking as well, June 2022. So I haven't drunk since June 2022. I have had the odd cheeseburger and the odd hot dog though, but you know, peanuts and beer is out. I'd lost 3.5 stone by the November.
Okay.
Also split up with my wife, moved house. It was a tumultuous time actually. Lots going on, surgery coming up, like I said. But the constant for me was the Busy Dad program. Whatever was happening in my life, marriage falling apart, moving house, you know, lockdown stuff.
Yeah.
80 minutes a week, I knew what I was doing. Busy Dad was what I was doing. You know, losing weight, trying to get fitter, stronger, leaner, lighter, more nimble, more flexible. As a 48-year-old man, I'm February. Sorry, I'm 49 in February. So yeah, you know, knocking the door of 50. So you know, and I'm fitter than I've ever been in my life, which is amazing to say. I mean, it's you know, yeah, it's awful really that I'm the fittest I've ever been at 48 years old. But there we go. So lost all that weight. Got down to about 13-ish stone just before surgery, and then had surgery in November 2023.
And where were you at that point in your training with the program?
So just before surgery, I was desperately trying to get to level 2, but didn't quite manage it. I was in the mid 70s for Navy SEALs, and about 180, 175, 180 for 6 counts. So didn't get to level 2 prior to surgery, but then had surgery. Fortunately, they managed to put me back together. They removed a fair section of my bowel. Were able to do a bit of human plumbing, put me back together, and I had 57 days off. I had surgery in at the end of November, and on the 14th of January, I came back to the Busy Dad program, 57 days, and went back to level 1A and started back fresh and clean. 56 counts, 20 Navy SEALs with much improved form as well. You know, I took that opportunity because I think prior to surgery, my form was, you know, it was passable, but probably, well, not it wasn't as good as it was now. It is now. I can tell you that for sure. So came back, and then it wasn't that long after that, when end of February, 20th of February, I think, we started working together. So we've been working together for a little while now, and you've coached me back through my recovery journey from my surgery, which could have been life altering. I could have ended up with a colostomy bag or an ileostomy or some sort of stoma. Apart from a sort of fairly hefty 9-inch scar down my middle, I would never know I've had surgery. So and you know, day 1 and 2 post surgery, I couldn't even sit up. So I felt like I was coming back to the Busy Dad program, reinvigorated
Yeah.
and new, with this new perspective and a new lease on life, actually. Because and I mean, I think you're a product of your experience, and everything you've done ever in your life has brought you to where you are today, clearly. And I think following the Busy Dad program has had a direct impact on the success of the surgery. I mean, my surgeon said how much of a pleasure it was operating on me, because it was just so easy and everything was so accessible. And I think losing that body fat was absolutely instrumental in the success of the surgery. And I think without the Busy Dad program, I could well have ended up with some sort of colostomy bag or ileostomy. I genuinely believe that, and it's just changed my life completely. And I'm eternally grateful for that. I really am. And it just sort of spurs me on now, and that lease of life now, where I'm coaching with the man himself. And that made me nervous, actually, when I saw the video. Didn't pull the trigger on it straight away, and thought, do I want to be judged by the man himself? And thought, well, clearly I'm going to. I felt like I was there from the start, and wanted to work with you. And like I say, you've coached me back. You've helped me lose another stone in weight. So I sit here now at 12 stone, pretty much dead on. 12 stone, nothing in a few months.
The non-Brits will want to know what that is in pounds or kilograms.
So I've written it down, actually. So 12 stone is 168 pounds, 76 kilos. So overall, since June 2022, I've lost a total of 5 stone, which is 70 pounds, and just shy of 32 kilos. So I've gone from double XL in clothes to medium and small.
Yeah.
My waist has gone from a 40-inch to 32-inch waist. I'm, like I said before, I'm lighter, leaner, more nimble, more active, more energy. I'm stronger, fitter. I mean, there's just no. I mean, it's all benefit. It's all complete benefit. Today, I sit here at personal bests of 90 for Navy SEALs and 201 for 6 counts. So I've been at level 2 for Navy SEALs for a little while, actually. 80, even on a bit of a suboptimal day, I can get 80. But the 6 counts elude me. The 200s, level 2 6 counts, I can get there. It feels like running downhill with the wind behind me when I get a 200. I've done it twice, but can't quite get there on a regular basis. So
yeah, I think we've had it twice. We'll get it plenty more.
Working back my way there, but again, it's just trying to remind myself, that lease of life, and taking every day as it comes, because my life could look very different, and I don't know what doing burpees with a stoma might look like. I'm sure it's doable. I'm sure it's possible, but I'm sure it's those sort of barriers to exercise and motivation and inspiration, which I'm grateful that I don't have to experience that. But I mean, I am eternally grateful for you to creating the program, and change when you certainly changed my life. I mean, from the other podcasts I've seen, the 7 guys you've spoken to already. I mean, you see, you're changing lives, and I don't want to blow smoke up your backside, but I mean, but that's how I feel, and it's changed my life for the better. It's incredible.
It's wonderful, man. And listen, you're changing your life. You are leveraging something I'm putting out there, but this program won't do the work for you, and you are doing the work. We've been working together 6 months now, and every single week, even weeks where you're, because you've been deep in a plateau with your training at various points, but you bring a certain good cheer and a certain just positivity into every single week. You never complain, and that lease of life. It can be a short-lived realization, but you've somehow taken that insight and you've bottled it up, and you've been able to just put a little tincture of that insight into each day, and you've been able to maintain that good cheer and that, I don't know, that certain vitality. I'd love you to share with people some of the things that you do just to keep your mental game so strong, because I think your mental game really stands out to me. We've taken you through this weight loss process, and it's just been indefatigable, relentless, week in, week out. Your training, there have been ups and downs, but you're never dragging your feet through anything. How do you keep that positivity? It doesn't sound like that's been part of your life forever. It sounds like that's a shift that you've made mentally. What
Yeah,
can you share?
I think I went through again. I think I went through a lot of life changes, significant life changes all at once. It was really everything was happening all at once. Like I said, my marriage fell apart at the end of 2020. I moved house. Surgery was on the cards, or I had the sort of notification surgery was going to happen. So, and that didn't happen for another year after that. But it was just that sort of mindset. And I think since having surgery and since moving, and I think just appreciating life, really appreciating um, the small things, the changes you can make. Like you said, you bring yourself to those workouts every day. I mean, you provide certainly motivation and inspiration to me, but it's what you can bring to the workout yourself. It's not taking life for granted. Certainly, I mean, like I said, I could be sat here with a colostomy bag or an ileostomy or a stoma or something like that, and I'm not. And I like I say, I directly attribute me doing the Busy Dad program to me being healthier and fitter and having a successful surgery. So I don't want to I don't want to take things for granted anymore, and I want to embrace life. I want to embrace everything that life can throw at me in that way. And having not been a natural exerciser over my life, and now feeling like I'm part of the Busy Dad army, feeling like I'm part of something, feeling like I am now. I exercise, I actually do work out, and I'm not the fattest bloke in the room anymore. And I'm proud of the way I look. And I'm like I said, I've never been this fit. I've never been this lean. I've never been this muscular. And there's still, I still like to, there's always, it's a journey, isn't it? And whether I get more lean, more muscular, more fit, maybe, but it's this journey, that I just want to embrace it all. And like I say, and I'm really grateful to you, Max, for providing the content, providing the conduit for me, certainly, because I genuinely don't know where I would have been without it. So it's incredible. So thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you, man. This journey is so rewarding for me because of the people I've been able to meet, and you're certainly one of those. It strikes me from what you said that there is a way of living that honors life, that, as you say, doesn't take life for granted, but treats it as a gift. And
Yeah.
there's a way of living that denigrates life. And a kilogram of peanuts and 10 pints, that's one way of living. And showing up for your training sessions and bringing that joy into your daily life, that's a different way of living. And I'm so glad and inspired to see the way that you have crossed the line from the one way of living into the other. And long may it continue, my friend. Long may it
Absolutely, here to that. Yes, and I crave 206 counts more than I ever did 10 pints of beer or a kilo of peanuts. So it's
continue. Yeah.
that's my life now, and I love it. I love it. I love every minute of it. It's
Oh,
incredible. Love hate, but I love it overall. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
wonderful, my friend. Well, I think that's a wonderful note for us to end on. Listen, if you're enjoying the Busy Dad podcast, my friends, check out the entire playlist. We've got plenty of episodes and plenty more to come. There is a whole army of truly inspiring people like Mike, who I have the pleasure of being able to work with week in, week out. And if you would like to join that army, just reach out at busydadtraining@gmail.com. Mike, we're going to get you on once you've unlocked level 3, okay? And
Amazing. I look forward to it.
can't wait to have you back on the podcast. Thank you so much for taking the time, my friend.
Great stuff. Thanks ever so much, Max. Bye bye.